Oh, fuck, I'm not doing the baby saving shit. Fuck that. 4 hours? Pressing that button? What time is it? Does anyone really, truly know? Of course, that you can't take the bucket to the baby. It doesn't let you go into that section of the game. It takes you off to the bucket thing. Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. When you try to go that route with the bucket, it takes you to the... Is it a bucket game? You don't do the baby stuff. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do. Like a day. Who is this? And now the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. And I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. Neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts the next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? Oh, no, not really. That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. Well, that's new. Okay. There was a game in a game then. So talking to that person at the menu was a thing. Many, many years later. Back in that fucking desert again. Turn the music down just a bit there. I mean, I don't think the Stanley Parable could really end any other way, could it? It's the memory area. It's the bucket. It's the bucket in the escape pod. we shoved the bucket in the escape pod and we've done it. Oh my god, the bucket is with us. Parable 2. Cookie Nine's blog. Uncompromising gaming content. Review: The Stanley Parable 2, posted on April 27th by Cookie 9. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. When the first game teamed with the originality, the Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fanbase. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole? Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable 1, like the adventure line? Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say, though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting. A welcome reprieve from... we don't get the rest of it. Who the fuck is Cookie 9? The Mammal Times. Cat dog born. Scientists confirm hybrid species. Oh, because we made them love each other. Review: The Stanley Parable 2. Sorry I haven't been blogging too much. Review: Snraf free. Cookie's Corner. We need to talk about sequels. Cookie is the one who wrote the same review demanding a skip button. Oh. The Jim button survived. Stanley Parable developers. No more spin-offs, no more sequels. When the Stanley Parable launched, this is July the 9th. When Stanley Parable launched to a massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the property into an entire franchise. But a disastrous critical and commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions, as outlined in a press release they published today. It's clear that more Stanley Parable is just not what the fans want, reads the press release. We thought we had a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been further from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game and to stop assaulting fans with our reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. We're getting like future reviews of the game? Max. What? One of them says my name, I'll be very happy. Jim. Should be one button in there that says your name. Oh, those look like collectibles. Stanley. Stanley. I'm sure that's a nod to something. Stanley. Jim, Stanley. Oh, there they are. Oh my god, I'm still getting more. 26 of 6 collectibles now. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Hello again. It's nice to see you. It's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense. Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we're going to make the Stanley Parable free. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also really need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something like loud and gaudy. Go ahead. Try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. Stanley Parable free. Stanley's Big Printer Jam. Lord of the Tuesday. Stanley's Big Printer Jam is a pretty good one, actually. Lord of the Tuesday. Legend of the Tuesday. Stanley's Big Tuesday. Stanley's Big Pirate. Legend of Printer Jam. Offline Tuesday. Grilled Pirate. That would be the Stanley Parable free. Grilled Pirate. I like Stanley's Big Tuesday is a pretty good one. Although Lord of the Tuesday is pretty good. Stanley's Big Tuesday. Stanley Parable free, Stanley's Big Tuesday. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content, recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. So what do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have your say as well. Hey, let's do it. Good, then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you're putting your faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. All right, there. The achievement machine is all fixed. You see? I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. All right, I got to end my current time. It's 9:04. Oh, no. Please adjust the slide until the computer is barely visible. Oh, that's fine. Oh, thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. Oh my god, I love it. What? What happens when we begin the game then?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number...
Oh, that's the same. That never changes, that one.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had...
It does say that nothing ever changes.
A bucket. And indeed it was.
Well, what if I take the bucket into the new content?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
So the new content thing's reset. I mean, it said the achievement thing was fixed now.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please
New
step inside,
content, not
see
to be
what
confused with
thrilling
new
adventures
content.
await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
I like how this
This
was.
sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I like how this was actually Stanley
Wait,
Parable
Stanley,
2
I've
in a
just
weird
now
way.
realized that bucket
But
you're
also
holding,
3 and 4.
It's the bucket I've been working on for my sequel.
Oh, here we go.
How did you get your hands on it? Isn't this the preview to the sequel? How do you have the bucket already? This makes no sense at all. Hold on. Did I already show you my ideas for the sequel? I don't remember doing that at all. You're seeing things all out of order.
I just kept my
All right.
jumps remaining.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Can't do any more jumps in there.
The infinite hole, the giant door. Did you see them already?
I did.
Stanley, none of them are ready yet. I'm still developing them. They're not even close to finished. How did they look when you saw them? Were they captivating? Were they exciting? Did they fulfill on the promise of everything that a sequel to Stanley Parable could possibly be? Had I figured out how the hell to make a sequel to this game?
I love that it's still making new stuff in a weird way.
Wait, if you're still carrying the bucket around with you, if the bucket is interesting to you, that means I must have made it correctly. Yes, you carrying the bucket with you everywhere is exactly what I set out to accomplish. The bucket is the exciting and captivating new content that I promised. I did it! I win! I made a sequel to the Stanley Parable! Yes, the sign is correct. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Thank you for taking the bucket everywhere with you. Clinging tightly to the bucket, never letting it go. It means I've won. It means I am victorious over the gamers. It is a sweet salve of victory on my soul. Thank you for enjoying the new content. The bucket is the Stanley Parable now. They are one and the same. There is no Stanley Parable without the bucket. I win, 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 I win.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Finally, yes, the bucket. Yes, yes, yes. I love that bucket.
Retain the Cyber Expo. Can you hop into the... Yeah, we went to the infinite hole before. I want to see what happens if we grab the bucket when we have the bucket. Also want to get that in the broken achievement.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Got the bucket though.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much... Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Let's go try. Let's go get that. Let's go get that achievement. See if it works. Yeah, I'm playing the preview of the Stanley Parable
Now, here's
2
something
in
special.
time for
You
free.
remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... What? Wait. What in the holy hell is going on? You got the achievement? Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here? Are we being watched? Oh, God. Composure? Composure.
Noise.
Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended. It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe.
Love it. Love it. This game is so fucking self-meta. It's ridiculous. Yeah, how do you like an existential crisis, you bastard? Man.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Can I get more collectibles? What are you ready being here? Yeah, saying champion still works.
Aha! I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out
Got my
yet,
bumpscosity all
but
the
I
way up.
just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of... Wait, there are 2 buckets here. How did you get a second bucket? Oh no, the warmth and comfort of a single bucket is already so great, so intoxicatingly wonderful. With 2 buckets, there's no telling. Stanley, can you still hear me? Are you with me? Stanley! Oh, thank God, I didn't lose you. Stanley, the power of 2 buckets was too much. I had to destroy both of them. I know how much the bucket meant to you, but I couldn't take the risk. I hope one day you can forgive me.
Okay, all right. Just blew up the buckets. All right. Oh, God. Oh, man.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Yay!
Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
That's the one I wanted in the first place. Happy birthday, 12 step-niece. Happy birthday, step-niece.
Oh, actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Yay! That's the one I really wanted. Infinite Hole is hilarious.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
We don't have the bucket for the hole. I think we had the bucket the first time we went to the hole. Didn't we?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Well, there we go. I mean, I don't know what else there would be to do at this point. We took a bucket to see the other bucket, and then he had to blow them up because they're too bizarre. I don't know if I'd call it the whole ending. Do you mean where it just goes down and you just get progressively weirder and weirder music and everything gets bizarre? Well, if there's any other endings, I'll have to look. See, I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything different. You got the vent in the warehouse without the bucket. I thought that was in the original. Anyway, I feel like that's a pretty good way to end it, to be honest with you. I'm not too fussed on anything else. Yeah, I remember the disco from the original. Yeah, no, I think I'm pretty good there, honestly. I've done everything I want to do. I wonder if we start it up again, then does it like give us the Stanley Parable 4? I'm very curious if it does that again. I think that'd be fucking hilarious. Oh my god, it does. Oh my god, there's a bunch of pocket full of boyfriends. The Stanley Parable 4, pocket full of boyfriends. I wonder how many different like title screens there are. Pocket full of boyfriends. I've got a pocket full of boyfriends for you. Why don't you reach in and say what it is? Give a little squeeze and say, how do you do? Oh, man. I kind of want to see what the other ones are like. That one suits the picture quite well. It looks like he's creeping on one of his pocket full of boyfriends. The ghoulish lawsuit. Expired co-work. Outstretched content. Avoid the content. Avoid the swimming pool. It's the Stanley Parable 5. A door to lawsuit. so good. It's very ominous, that, isn't it? Oh man. I wonder if there is something hidden behind all the things. It did say it'll change nothing about the game. It'll just keep doing it, and I'm kind of inclined to agree that it won't do that. They're usually pretty open about when things do and don't change things. Fistful of pencil. In search of gun. Fistful of pencil. Curse of the telephone. It does seem to just randomize him spinning around then. I like my favorite one so far was the pocket full of boyfriends. I want that one back. That was great. That was like that was an amazing screen. Hey, Dad. Dreams of Stapler. Stanley Parable 7. That's nightmarish. Dreams of Stapler. It's one of the things you can get when you're in the void. Sometimes when he's falling in the void, you can get like you get this thing to change what he looks like, and one of them is that for some reason. Well, that was fantastically weird. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe has lived up to my expectations of the Stanley Parable, and it was actually secretly the Stanley Parable 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Infinite. Stanley Parable Infinite, because I guess it just seems to be randomly sticking assets together, so I guess you can have an infinite number of those.